your hosts, Sam Gotze and Tanner Dislin. Welcome to Crunch Time with the N326 Duo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 222, finally, of Crunch Time. I'm going to be your host for today's episode. I'm Tanner Dislin. That's Sam Gotze. We are the N326 Duo. Sam, how are you feeling today, my friend?
Man, I'm just hoping this episode goes better than our first time around. Reason we didn't put out an episode, we're actually recording on Sunday. The reason we didn't get one out last Thursday, we recorded a whole ass episode and the settings for the mics was off, so it was echoing the entire episode as if there were two mics. It was an absolute disaster. It was an absolute disaster. We debated putting it out and just saying F it. Instead, we introduced a new series on our YouTube. It's also on our TikTok. We also suck at that. The Daily Dozen Challenge by Barstool Sports. Yeah, so check that out on the YouTube. TikTok is where I've been posting it. But yeah, hopefully this one goes better. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into the sports that have been kind of happening lately.
No doubt about it. Where do you want to start?
Let's start. Surprisingly, let's start in the NBA because there's been some big trades. The NBA draft also happened. So let's start there.
I like it. Yeah, I think that we'll start with the biggest headline. The biggest headline in the sport, obviously a little bit of old news now. Again, we apologize for the dropped episode. But yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo has finally, after what seems like 4 years of floating around the idea of trading, not trading, loves Milwaukee, hates the Bucks, doesn't want to be here, does want to be here, yada, yada, yada. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded to Miami.
Yeah, like you said, this kind of has been a process for a while. But like obviously when you get a trade involving a face of the league, or one of the faces, I should say, it's always a pretty big deal. But for me, Tanner, I honestly don't think this is like a huge thing. Like, I don't think... Did the Heat really get better by adding Giannis? I know that sounds crazy to say, but they dumped off every single bench player worth the crap. I mean, involved in this was Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Casper Jacunius, 3 first rounds, 1 pick swap, and 1 second rounder. So the Miami Heat are definitely diving head first into win now mode. And I don't know if they really, like, I don't know.
Here's the thing. I think they did get better, but they just got better from like a play-in team to like a middle of the pack East team.
Yeah.
Like
it didn't shoot them to a top 3 team in the East.
Like right now, looking at the teams in the East, like Boston, still, obviously they tried hard for this trade, but they still have Jaylen Brown and they still have Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
That duo alone is, I think, better than anyone the Heat have.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, the Knicks obviously just won the championship, so you're going to have to dethrone them. Also, we signed Jose Alvarado, by the way, so the repeat loading. They have to compete with the 76ers, who, I mean, obviously, Joel Embiid's health is always an issue, but, like,
yeah,
VJ Edgecombe was a great rookie, and, you add another shot maker, playmaker on that team with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. It's probably a lineup that's better than Miami right now, and Cleveland, and
Yeah.
you just keep going. Like I don't really know how this Heat team stacks up in the East.
Yeah. One thing I will say though, obviously I'm kind of bashing this trade. I don't think it's the worst. Like when you get a superstar, I think it's a good idea. But this team is going to be nasty on the defensive front. I think it's going to be one of the best defensive fronts in the league next year. But in a league where defense does not matter 95% of the season, is it worth giving up half of your roster?
Right. No, you're absolutely right about that. So it is a little bizarre. But yeah, they obviously the Heat grabbed a marquee player and a team that just had been kind of middling for a while after the post Jimmy Butler stuff.
Yeah.
They've been middling for a while. So they get a star player in, who knows, maybe guys like Davion Mitchell find another gear. Obviously Bam. He scored 73? I can't remember what it was. 70. Somewhere in the 70s.
It was 83.
Was it 83?
Yeah.
I don't even remember, bro.
Yeah, because
So
he
fake,
scored on like 30 free throws or something crazy like that.
That part I do remember. But yeah, I mean, he had 83.
Yeah,
so,
83.
There's that. Loki,
Sure.
Is Giannis taller than Bam?
I believe so. I believe Bam is only
He's 6'9".
6'9".
Giannis 6'10", 6'11".
Oh, let's see. Bam Adebayo 6'9". I think Giannis is like 6'11".
Yeah, I think so too.
6'11". Yeah, 6'11".
Yeah.
So
Be interesting dynamic.
yeah.
I guess he's in this day and age. He may have started as a small forward, but there's not much.
Mm-hmm.
Not many positions anymore, but say a power forward center combo where the forward is a little bit bigger than the center. But hey, who knows? But yeah, the Heat. I to be honest with you, Sam, I am shocked that he did not go to Boston.
Yeah.
Because I thought the best thing Milwaukee could have gotten was Jalen Brown.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I think it was just Jalen Brown's last year in his contract, I believe. So I don't know if the threat of potentially having to pay him or what that entailed, if that scared him away. But I was convinced that he was going.
Yeah. 100%. I think a lot of people were kind of on that trend, especially just with all the talks of him being interested in joining a team that is vying for another NBA championship. It seemed like something like I'd be interested if we ever hear why it didn't happen, because it seemed both parties were very interested and it just didn't happen. So yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I do have one more question for you regarding this trade. I would love to know, in the package, obviously, you have all the players, 3 first-round picks, a second-rounder, and then a pick swap. Now, I don't know exactly when that pick swap is. How are those, negotiated in trades like this? Because that pick swap was sent from the Heat to Milwaukee. So Milwaukee owns it now. Do you see a world in which... I mean, we were just talking about how we don't think this moves the needle for Miami at all, but, what world is, Milwaukee going to use that pick... or Milwaukee use that pick swap where the Heat's pick is better?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wonder that, too.
And it's what is that, just, useless value? We'll give him this and then
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, Mike. Also, I don't know. I'd be interested if you know this. Is that just a blanket pick swap to where this year you can swap any one of your picks, or is it a specific pick? The Heat decide to, I don't know, blow it up and somehow work a trade with the team and get a top 5 pick, and then Milwaukee then just be we're gonna swap with that one.
Yeah.
I assume that at least has a year on it. It's not just
You'd think, right?
But I don't know how that works.
So, Yeah, so it is a specific draft year. One team has a right to trade draft positions with the other, but only if it benefits them. It's an option to trade, not a forced trade. Think of it as a safety net for the team receiving the swap in a major gamble. So, imagine Team A and Team B agree to pick swap for 2027 draft. When the draft lottery night rolls around and the final order is at scenario 1, Team B gets a 4th pick, Team A gets a 22nd. Because B has the swap right, they move to 4. But if Team B gets the 18th pick and the Team A gets a pick,
I guess so that makes total sense. What I guess my like take the Clippers for example.
yeah,
If let's say the Clippers traded, they traded Paul George, and to Philly, and they got, let's say Philly sent him a pick swap.
yeah,
Or actually, it's the other way around. Let's say it's the Clippers traded with Oklahoma City to get Paul George.
yeah.
And they sent a pick swap to Oklahoma City. Now you have a pick swap, let's say for this year, for 2027.
Okay.
The Clippers then decided to blow it up and trade Zubats to the Pacers. They have the Halliburton injury. Pacers end up tanking the season. Clippers end up with a top 5 pick. That wasn't their original pick. But if the Thunder come in and be like, you have the 5th pick, we're swapping.
Yeah.
It wasn't originally there. Like, that was more my thought. But I imagine the team knows they sent the pick swap and will react accordingly. But
there's so many different rules in the NBA.
Yeah, the cap, the hard cap, bird rights, aprons. Oh, if I hear about another damn apron. I don't know what an apron is. But yeah, that was the major domino fall of the offseason. What was interesting, Sam, is after the Giannis trade, we got a report that one of the few teams that Giannis was willing to go to and sign a long-term extension was the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
And the Timberwolves did not sit idly by and watch Giannis go to Miami.
Yeah.
Timberwolves started by trading Julius Randle to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
For, I believe it was Nick Claxton went to the Bulls, Julius Randle went to the Nets, and the Timberwolves got some picks. Another team got a second rounder in there.
Yeah. So the Nets received Julius Randle and the 28th pick, which turned to be Joshua Jefferson. The Wolves received Moy Guye via the Bulls and the 33rd overall pick, which turned into Isaiah Evans, and the Bulls received Nick Claxton.
All right.
So, yeah, interesting, I guess.
It was always weird with Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is just, well, I say this, but I'm sure we're going to talk about the other trade they made. It seemed they had chosen Ant as their guy, and
I'm going to say it. Pretty good move.
Pretty good move.
It's pretty good. Anthony Edwards is pretty good.
Julius Randle, he's a great player, but his strong suit is 100% the offensive end, and he needs a lot of shots to be effective. So, I think this was just kind of a move to buy fully into the Ant Edwards experience.
I agree. I think Julius Randle could be pretty good. Like, I think that's a perfect team for him because they stink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call spade. They stink. Like, I see a lot of similarities between when he first joined the Knicks and now he's joining the Nets. And when I say I see a lot of similarities, I see one major similarity. They stink.
Yeah.
So he should be able to roam and just kind of get his.
Yeah.
While they don't really have an expectation of him.
Yeah.
So I think he can put up some numbers with the Nets, similar to like he did with the Knicks, and obviously maybe similar to like Mikal Bridges. They just don't. They don't have much. So
Julius Randle and Michael Porter Jr. on the same squad. That's gonna be interesting.
Sure will. Sure will. Yeah, but then obviously the big one for the Timberwolves. They immediately went out and traded for LaMelo Ball from the Charlotte Hornets. I am really interested because the other two we talked about a decent amount in last week's scrapped episode, so we kind of knew each other's thoughts about it. But I'm very interested to get your thoughts on this one because I was shocked. I was not expecting this. I knew there was a chance that LaMelo would get moved. I was like I did not have this on my radar.
Yeah. It seems kind of the same thing I said with the Timberwolves buying into the Ant Edwards experience. It seems the Hornets are doing that with Con Knippel, and I think that's a great move. But I think the Timberwolves have become the most fun team to watch this upcoming season because press conferences after quarter break, interviews, those poor people in the Timberwolves PR department's gonna have a field day this year.
They're gonna earn that.
But I mean, that team is gonna be so fun to watch. You're gonna get it's going to be a highlight reel every game. Ant and LaMelo are probably going to combine for 85% of the team shots, but that's all part. But that's all part of the experience. I love this trade. I think
as a spectator.
Oh yeah. I just think LaMelo Ball's strong suit is his playmaking, and when you have one of the best players in the league right by your side, I mean, that makes it easier. And I think as good as LaMelo Ball is at playmaking, he is going to take pressure away from Ant and kind of open up the floor more for the Timberwolves. So it's going to be super interesting. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, do you have any, like, if you were a Timberwolves fan, do you have any, like, fit concerns with these two?
I can see why. I could see why people are hesitant about this trade. I mean, we saw what LaMelo Ball was at the Hornets, chunking up unnecessary shots, but I think he's gonna fall back into that more playmaker role. He's still gonna get his on the offensive end, but yeah, I like it. But as a Timberwolves fan, but the thing is, like, I feel like obviously I didn't watch a ton of Timberwolves basketball this year, but it seems that Ant likes to play more off ball. A little bit. From what I've seen in the limited amount of games I saw them play, so it's gonna be interesting. But they did kind of give up a big piece in Naz Reid. He was kind of the firecracker of that second unit that was kind of a go-to guy.
He did everything, all the intangibles on the floor, and
especially with Julius Randle gone now. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they went from this. Timberwolves had 3, maybe even 4 centers, and now they have 1.
Yeah.
But the actual trade package, I don't know if we went over that, but it was LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Wolves. Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first rounder, 3 first round swaps, and 2 second round picks.
3 3 second-round picks.
You're right. 3 second-round picks to over.
Not
to,
that that's gonna matter.
Over to Charlotte. But yeah, I think that's my take. Like, to be honest with you, I do have fit concerns. But at the same time, it's just like, if you're a basketball team, it's usually good business to get good basketball players.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. Like, I don't, that's what they did, and that's what, that's what you want. I don't really, I'm not gonna, it's one of those where Ant and LaMelo could be a top 3 duo in the league if they play their game right, and but they could also crash and burn. It's just how it goes. But like you said, if there's one thing it will not be is boring.
Yeah.
And if you are a driver in the Minneapolis area, watch out. Because, Jordan Addison and Louisville in the same city is pretty gnarly. But, I mean, Timberwolves making moves, the Heat making moves, the Nets making moves. Today, actually, or maybe it was yesterday, this weekend, the Suns made a move. And they went out and traded for Miles Bridges from Charlotte.
Yeah. Again, I don't really know how much this does for either team involved.
Does it change your mind if they got Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen?
Oh, yes. Yeah, now it does. I mean, Grayson Allen and Miles Bridges are those guys that I thought were going to be pretty, more so Miles Bridges, but both of them coming into the NBA, I thought were going to be better than they have been in their NBA career. So,
yeah, Miles Bridges is a weird case. I feel like he started pretty promising, had the off the court stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously he's been in Charlotte forever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Generally not the best for a career. But I mean, the Hornets, look, they got rid of some old wave guys for their new core. Like they got, like you said, Con Knipple, Brandon Miller. Really just fully looking to the future.
Mm-hmm.
So good for them. Good for them. But are there any other trades?
No, not that are
mention?
worth mentioning.
No, I agree with that. You want to talk a little draft?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
This draft was one of the most boring drafts in a while. Bout went as predictable as it possibly could have. There was no surprises. The production was ass. So.
No, I would like to get, because it very well literally could be just that the Knicks got good and are no longer in the lottery. But I feel like, dude, I would get up for the NBA draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last 3 or 4 years have just been snoozers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like that Rocher, that was like the number 1 overall draft pick.
Yeah.
Didn't even you could have put a gun in my head and said, who was the first pick in 2025, and I would have absolutely no idea. Or is it 2025 or 2024?
2024, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would have absolutely no
idea. Yeah. But I think this draft class could definitely be something special. There's no denying that.
I was excited for this because the freshman class in college basketball, we covered that a lot during the college basketball season. A lot of the players, when Zachary Rocher or Victor Wembanyama get drafted, that means nothing to me. I don't know who they are. I have no connection to them. When Darius Acuff and Bennett Sturts and I would say Darren Peterson. I didn't really watch him play because he didn't play. But Cam Boozer, these guys that I watched play in college, I was really expecting to lock into this, but it was just a snoozer.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest pet peeves, it's a big moment when you get drafted. And obviously in other sports, there are examples of what I'm going to tear apart. But when you get drafted and are set to play for a team, you should absolutely 100% be wearing that team's hat on draft.
Yeah.
When the terms are agreed to on a trade, you should absolutely 100% be wearing that team's hat. Like, I'm going to see Bennett Sturts in a Memphis Grizzlies. Obviously, Bennett Sturts were Iowa guys, so like that's what I'm doing. Memphis Grizzlies hat. There was no prayer of him ever playing for the. He got traded to the Thunder the millisecond he was drafted.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, it's every time he gets drafted, we see him there's any callback to draft night, he's in Grizzlies hat. He never was going to play for the Grizzlies. It just really bothers me. And also, obviously, the Knicks did a lot of trades, and I was trying to follow what exactly the Knicks were doing. Because there were so many trades and people were getting drafted and putting on hats and shirts and like that, the number one jersey of teams they're not playing for, I got lost. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. In the second round, let's play a little game. 30 picks in the second round. How many were traded?
I mean, 50% would be bananas.
Final answer?
Sure, we'll go for 50.
Nah, every pick was traded except one.
That is just insane. That is insane.
So from round one pick, so the trade, so from the 28th pick to the 50th pick in the draft, every pick got traded, and then from 51 to 60 were traded.
That's absurd. Like,
the only player that wasn't traded was Jane Bradley from Arizona to the Raptors.
Like, that's just insane.
Yeah.
And like I was kind of, I don't know, I was maybe watching a World Cup game, had the draft on another screen. Like, I was kind of in and out a little. The draft is like a perfect second screen thing. You're like, oh, who went? Oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going back and forth. And if you weren't locked in with post notifications on for Shams and every NBA insight you can imagine, you just have no idea who's getting traded who. Like the constant trading, and then not knowing where they're playing, and then them not putting on the stuff of where they're playing. And I think that combined with second round picks are essentially useless. like value, obviously every once in a while that's not, but like, you know what I mean? Like second round of the NFL draft, people are still like, okay, you get some good, like second round of the NBA draft, you're just like, oh, who cares?
Yeah. I think I would say probably the first half of the second round is, but like the last 10, 15, I'm like, okay. This draft, I think, is definitely different because this draft was pretty deep. But yeah, also in regards to the NBA draft, I think is absolutely absurd. It's a 2-day event. There's 60 picks. Start an hour early. Cut down 5 minutes to 3 minutes. And just do one day. I think is absurd.
The fact that the first pick gets like
the full 5 minutes. Yeah.
Like, it's like 7 or something. Something. First, what the hell?
I will say though, this one was kind of crazy because AJ Devanza used his full government name.
Yes.
And I never heard him not called AJ, so I was like, who?
When they started saying his first name, you and I both went, what? Oh.
Yeah. And then they're like, you used your full name. Why? That's some good analysis there.
Yeah. When did you know you wanted to be drafted?
Yeah.
What?
I wanted to be drafted when I was 2.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The NBA. I mean, I don't know why we're shocked. I'm not shocked, but I'm still going to complain because the NBA coverage as a whole is just dog.
Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. But yeah, I mean, I guess highlights. AJ Devontae, like you said, goes number 1 to the Wizards. Wizards now have Trae Young and AJ Devontae and Anthony Davis. So that could be something.
Could be fun.
That could be something. Number 2 was 2 Boozer.
Mm-hmm.
2 was Peterson. And then 3 was Boozer. 4 was
Caleb Wilson.
That's right, Caleb Wilson, the Bulls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 5. See, this was the first when Wagner went 5.
Yeah.
And then the Louisville kid went 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then Acuff went 7.
Yes, sir.
Acuff to the Kings, Sam. How are we feeling about that?
Yeah. Looking at the roster, I think it's a great fit. I think he's going to come in, kind of take over like what De'Aaron Fox was with the Kings. They have a aging roster for sure, but he has some great mentors in that locker room. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Westbrook, of course, my guy. So yeah, the Kings obviously not known, but I think they just had kind of a down year. I was shocked. Again, didn't watch a lot of Kings basketball. So
it's a good spot, kind of like you said, because I don't know, with like the Nets, then it's just like, all right, you go. Now we can go to Sacramento, like you mentioned those names, like Zach LaVine, and
he's not gonna be expected to drop 30 and 10.
They can win games while Darius Acuff plays like a normal basketball.
Yeah.
Well, if he was on the Nets
or the Jazz. Yeah. So.
But yeah, so Utah now compiling a team of high lottery picks that don't want to be there.
Yep.
And yeah, 3 was Boozer to remind me what team he went to.
Boozer?
Yes.
The Grizzlies.
Boozer was the Grizzlies. Yeah, and the Grizzlies obviously looking for a reset. Been widely reported they're looking to trade, obviously. John Morant.
Yep.
Who knows what goes on there, but looks like Cam Boozer is the linchpin for that. But I mean, anything else in the NBA?
No, not really.
Trying to wrap up, but yeah, I mean, I don't know when free agency starts, but the NBA offseason always provides. It always provides.
Yeah. Free agency actually starts Monday, tomorrow, at 5 p.m. So y'all will be catching all the big free agency moves before this episode drops. So hopefully there's some big ones.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But what should we talk about next?
I mean, the World Cup is always electric, but I feel like we've kind of hit a lull these past couple days because we know kind of who's moving on, who's knocked out.
We did get our first team into this Sweet 16, I guess. Today, like we said, we're going on Sunday. Today was the first game of the round of 32.
Yeah.
With Canada versus South Africa, and Canada did win on a goal in it was the 92nd minute.
Yeah.
Pretty cool scenes. Obviously, I think this game was in the U.S., but Canada fans, believe it or not, they traveled that. So place went crazy. It was pretty awesome. But Canada, first team into the final 16. U.S. plays on Wednesday. We play Bosnia and Herzegovina. So we'll see. U.S. did not end the way we hoped, Sam. Lost to Turkey in the last game, but we had already clinched, and it was kind of the B team out there.
Which B team looked rough, but that's why they're the B team.
Yeah, the B team did look kind of rough. Also, our main reason a bunch of our guys were on yellows.
Yeah.
They reset after the
once knockout begins.
Yeah. So all of those guys will be good to go. Also, Pulisic did play. He missed the game against Australia because of an injury. He played the second half. He was tremendous in the second half. I feel like every chance we had, he was just doing some.
He got absolutely megged on the game loser, though. That was nasty, but
he was good.
Yeah. I just want to shout out the Dutch fans and the Norwegian fans. Dude, it is insane. The Norway row is electric. People that are hating on that's crazy. And then the Dutch song where they just jump left to right, and it looks so lit. So yeah, I want to shout those fans out because they have been kind of carrying right now.
I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's just because it's the most. Not maybe, it definitely is because it's the most popular sport in the world. But just like the feeling you get, like the World Baseball Classic just happened. Obviously, I love baseball way more than I love soccer. I care way more about U.S. men's soccer than I did about the U.S. team in the World Baseball Classic, which obviously I care a lot about the U.S. in the World Baseball Classic, but I love this U.S. men's national team, and the World Cup is so cool, and just this one, obviously being in the U.S., you get to see so much of the extra stuff. Norwegian fans were at a Mets game one game. Did they go to a golf event or a golf tournament?
Yeah.
And someone hit a putt, and the Norwegian fans went absolutely berserk.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was this past tournament or if it was the Open.
It's the best.
But it's
best.
Electric.
I got nothing else. You're not going to get any sort of soccer analysis. I don't know what half the people are.
That's why we bring on Joseph to dive
Joseph
into the X's and O's. So I'm sure we'll have him on within the next week or so, talking knockout stage, round of 32, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
It was it was a valiant effort from our guy Dick Advocate.
Was it?
No, I mean, they tied.
True.
But I think it wasn't Curacao, but the major underdog stories has to be Cape Verde.
Yeah.
Got 3 draws in their group stage. Moving on. And I believe they have a date with, is it Argentina?
Yeah.
So their reward is they get to play the best player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that is one of the. Did you see the scenes in Cape Verde?
Yeah.
Like it was. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been awesome.
World Cup's all about.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But some more round of 32 matches throughout the week. You obviously know the results by the time this gets released. But World Cup's awesome. We love it. And like Sam said, look forward to having Joseph on here shortly to break down some of the latter half of this stage.
Yeah, for sure.
Or this tournament, I should say. But what else should we talk about?
Not much else really going on. The WNBA still hates Caitlin Clark. Shocker there.
Great news. Sky is blue.
Our baseball teams are pretty ass.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point. The Mets are super ass. They're not just ass, they're super ass. And they have let go of their manager, which is obviously unfortunate. I really liked the guy. I think he was really well liked as a guy. You just simply cannot. You simply cannot go to the NLCS, sign the best player in the world, not the best player in the world, sign one of the best players in the world, then have, over the last full calendar year, second half of last year and the beginning of this year, be one of the worst teams in baseball, like bottom 3, I think, right there with right in line with the Rockies. You just can't have it, so heads had to roll, and obviously the manager was let go. So it's unfortunate, but it was an absolute cluster in Queens, and they're moving on. A funny video did happen to be come of this though, where on the Mets broadcast the day he was fired, there was a clip of the on-field reporter in a very serious tone talking about how at the end of the day someone has lost their job and this is like not what anyone wanted. It's just an unfortunate casualty. And in the background, Mr. Met wearing a rather flamboyant outfit is dancing in the background, not reading the tone at all. And that perfectly sums up the 2026 New York Mets.
Yeah. Obviously, with the World Cup going on, I haven't really been locked in on the Cubs, especially because last time I was really diving into their season, they were struggling. The bats went cold. Seems they have picked up. Won the series against the Brewers this weekend, who are leading the NL Central. Took all 4 against the Mets. So they're playing a little better, but it's always the same issue. When are the bats going to go cold? And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's between the World Cup, the Knicks winning the NBA Finals, and the Mets being absolute butt cheeks. I also have not been following closely. So there's that. But I mean, anything else you want to touch on in the episode?
Not really.
Go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Let's do it.
Episode 222. Again, we really apologize for the audio issues. Again, we thought about uploading it. You just went crazy. 15 seconds in from the echo. So we decided to can it, cover a lot of what we talked about then in this episode as well. Major trades going on in the NBA, obviously. Their offseason always goes crazy. The knockout stages are starting in the World Cup, so we'll have some good content there. And then our team's not playing the best right now, and RIP Carlos Mendoza, the Mets manager. But make sure to follow the podcast on X, Instagram, and TikTok at crunchtime_pod. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube. As Sam mentioned, the new series doing the Barstool Sports Daily Dozen, not quitting until we get 9 for 9, has not gone well the first 5 or so days. But
correct.
We're trying, and we're going until we get 9 for 9. Find that on YouTube and on TikTok. The clock has run out on this episode, and we'll see you in the next one on Crunch Time.
Yeah.